All right, doing this problem, group anagrams. Uh, there is a one solution that I have already discussed, wherein, okay, so let me quickly go to the problem once. Basically, we're given a list of strings, and we have to group them by the anagrams. So 10 anagrams, so we do combine them together, and so on and so forth. Now, the approach that I used was for each string, I was sorting them, and I was making that sorted string as the key of a map. And whenever I get another string which is an anagram, because when I sort it, it would match that key. And now the complexity of that is for every string I'm sorting. So there are k strings, and the maximum length of a string is, let's say each string with simplicity has length n, then it would be k times n log n. Now you can improve it a little bit by, instead of sorting the strings, just doing a linear pass of the strings to just count the characters, which is what I was trying to do. But then how do you make it as a key? Because if you take this array, like this example that I used here, both eat and t have the same number of count of the characters. Now in this case, I won't have to sort, I just get the count of the characters. But then how can I use this count of characters as a key? Right? That's the sort of a problem that I have to deal with. So let me just clear this up, and let's bring that up again. So eat has a occurring once, e occurring once, and t occurring once, and t has the same. So now this has to be somehow my key, and I can say it is like an array. So on my map, okay, so I've written the list of list. I can do first, this is fine, list of strings, and I call this list. And yeah, for the previous solution that I had there, I would link the explanation. But here now, what I need is, I want a char array as the key, and okay, this list of string can still be the value, which is fine. But the thing is, if I use a hash map, then hash map would just consider this as an object, and that's what it would use, either unless I change the hash code or something, right? Or what I can do is I can use a tree map, and if I use a tree map, then a tree map can take in a custom comparator. Right, so new, let's say I call char count comparator. Then this might just work. So first let's understand what this char count comparator would look like. So class char count comparator, it implements comparator on object this, right? And this has to implement a method called compare. Array 1 and array 2, and we go through each array. Okay, let's go through each, let's go through, and we'll fix a side, right? It's okay, so a string of I consists of lowercase English characters. That means maximum 26 characters, right? So I equals to 0, I is less than 26, I plus plus. if yeah, that's simple. Just let's do or okay. Anytime if I see if array of 1 of I is not equal to, if the counts are not equal, then you just return at that point itself. And if everything is good, then you return 0. Now using this comparator, we can have this tree map where now, okay, it would search the key instead of O of 1, it will take O of log n, but then overall earlier, so it will be n plus log n or n plus log k, other because k is the number of the strings and n is in length, if that's how we're defining. But it just makes it a little bit more efficient than the previous way. Now let's try it sort of see if this works well. There is syntax error and so on and so forth. So for each string, we go array. Let's do this. So we get the char count, and then we see if calling this map, if map contains the char count, and now this contains will use essentially based on this tree map, and it won't use any hash code or anything. It would rather use sorting method, and this is the sorting it would use. And if compare equals to 0, then only will contains, okay, yep. So if map contains this, then what you do, then you do map.get, you'll get a list. In that list, just add this string. Else you would create a new list. In which you would add this string, and you would add this list, the list of lists, and you would also add a map. And at the end you will return the list. Now I'm not sure my syntax for this custom comparator is correct now, but we'll fix it as we go. Okay, so we did not implement get char count. Oops, no, the song. Char array of size 26. No, that creates another. That's also for. Alright, so you get the char count like this, and you return the array. Okay, compare is wrong. This cannot implement compare in comparator. Why do we have to call it public or something? Yeah, okay, so this works. Let's submit. All right, so this is another way to solve it, where instead of sorting, you can use a basically in sorting, we're using a sorted string as a key. Here we get the count and use that count as the key, and then yeah, so that's all.